It's always fun to be at the racetrack until someone tells you what's that leaking underneath your car. So let's go and check out what's wrong. So after a quick inspection, it seems like it might be the water pump. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go one step further and do a water pressure test just to see where the leak might come from. This in front of you is a water leak detector. So what you're doing is you're applying pressure onto your coolant tank, and by applying more pressure you will actually find your oil leak. So as you guys can see here on the gauge, we are working in PSI and bar on the outside circle. So what we're going to do for this, we are going to apply it at 15 PSI, which is 1 bar. We're going to see if we can find any leaks. So after further inspection, we notice that the leak is taking place underneath the intake manifold, which is possibly the water pump. So for us to have better visual access and also for you guys to see what it might be, what we're going to do is we are going to remove the boost pipe that connects to the throttle body. There's still some pressure on the water leak detector. So what we're going to do is we're going to press the release valve just to release the pressure. Great stuff. So because there is limited space over here, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the entire coolant tank. John, tell me, which leak would you rather prefer? Oil leak, water leak, or petrol leak?
Diesel leak.
So the water pump is positioned in this manner, right underneath the intake manifold. So what we're going to do is we're going to inspect where all the bolts is. This is going to be very difficult to actually get a proper footage for you guys because we're going to actually leave the intake manifold on. If it has to come to push to shove, we'll remove it. But for now, we can see where all the bolts is, which is 1, 2, 3. We've got one over here. 4. Where is it? There it is. And then 5. And stupid me, for this blade over here, it also has a dust cover which has 2 bolts. everything here looks like a mess. We just want to give you guys some better footage. So what we did was we just removed this wiring harness over here. Also, another thing that we're going to do is this is your secondary water pump. So we're going to disconnect the pipe going in, and we're going to disconnect it there at the back. That will allow us to give you guys a better a better view so you guys can see what we're doing, and it's also going to make the job a little bit easier. When doing this, please do not forget to remove your battery positive cable. So what we're going to do is we are going to remove this clamp over here. We're going to follow it up, and right underneath there's another bolt. So then we're going to move on with the pipe, and let's see if we can get it. Almost right there is another bolt, and then we're going to remove it by the clamp. So this will remove this entire pipe and make the entire job so much easier. So far we have a lot of room space. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we are gonna remove the stabilizer bar for the intake manifold. So we're gonna loosen it down there and up there. So also, to give you guys an idea why we're doing this is because we actually have got like a shaft going in here for the water system. So this entire water pump has to slide out before it can come out. So we are going to remove the dust cover that goes over the water pump pulley. So as you guys can see, we've got a screw right over here, and we've got another screw somewhere over here on the engine block. Let's quickly dive down. So for the first one, it is this one over here, and if we look upwards, there is the other one. So now we are left off with removing the water pump. So we are going to remove the 5 remaining screws, and then we're going to take the belts off at the end. So here is the water pump, the old one and the new one. So on a quick inspection, we can see that the majority of the water leak came out of this part over here. So we suspect that it is the water pump shaft mechanical seal that might have broke. And also, if you can see over here, there is a lot of corrosion running down here, which we suspect is the O-ring that went bad. So what we're going to do is we're first going to install the new pump, and if we have some time, we're going to open this pump and just have a closer look and see if we can find the main cause. Okay, so as you guys know, the water pump is out. So what we're going to do is, just to give you guys a better visual, we're also going to remove the throttle body. So now with the new water pump in front of us and the old water pump there at the back, we're going to take the water temp sensor, build it over into the new pump, and we also got this new pipe that's coming from the secondary water pump. So we cleaned the entire compartment, so now it's time to install the water pump. So now it's time to put the dust cover back. So as you can see, we're gonna place this part over here over the belt. It's gonna slide back in. Perfect, and time for the 2 bolts. So now for the secondary water pump pipe. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna replace it, and if you guys do look over there, it's got a piece of plastic and it should actually align up with that white mark over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly do a pressure test first, just to make sure that there is no leaks, because obviously if there is going to be a leak, we're going to have to strip everything out again. So this is just the easier way to make sure everything is fine. So what we did was we pumped it up to 1 bar. So we're going to visually inspect the water pump and just make sure everything is okay. Obviously, if this needle is going to drop, it means that there is a leak somewhere. So let's give it a few minutes. And there we go, the installation is completed, and yeah, it's nighttime already. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna connect the battery and we're gonna start her up. So obviously after you started her up, the water is gonna drop because we had the water pressure. At least it pressed some of the water into the system, but in general it is completed. And that's a nice full tutorial. Thank you so much for John and Pravesh for helping me out. I do hope that this video helped everyone out. It was basically a full guide on how to change the water pump. So we broke it at the racetrack. We're gonna go retest it at the racetrack, and that's about it. Do your thing.
Thanks for supporting me. It was nice working on your vehicle. And hopefully I see you in the next projects I have here. I've got plenty more to do. And hopefully you're gonna help me.
Definitely. Thanks, man.
Have a nice night. Evening. And don't forget to subscribe here and here and here.
What do you say?
Tom.